How's it going, Hot Glocks family? It's your boy Ken. I got another video for you. As the description states, we're going to be going over the Holosuns, the 407 and the 507K. Before we get into it, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Router One, here in the Treasure Coast area. It's a huge plumbing service company. They got 24/7 service, emergency service. So if it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, whatever, something happens, they'll take care of you. They do everything from like septic and regular drainage cleaning and standard plumbing household to commercial. So if you got a big building and you need some plumbing assistance or anything like that, they can take care of it. You're building a new home, building a new building, something, and you need a good plumber, check out Router One. All right, so now that we got our sponsor out the way, which we appreciate. Thank you very much, Router One. We're going to get into these Holosuns. So I know it's hard to see from there. I will bring you in a little bit closer. One of the most common questions I get asked in person a lot of the times when people see me out in the street is, what's a good small pistol optic for my Hellcat, Glock 43X, SIG P365, anything like that. I always recommend the Holosuns, the 407K and the 507K. They're going to be very similar in size. They're going to look almost identical. One of the key features is the 507 has a adjustable reticle. You can actually change the reticle from a dot, circle, or a circle with a dot in it. And I got a video up somewhere around here. I apologize for the camera. It was kind of hard to get that on there, but I got it. The 407K, you cannot change the reticle. It's just a red dot. On top of that, the 407 only comes with 6 MOA dot. For myself, I think as a pistol optic, that's great. MOA is minute of angle, so generally speaking, if it's 1 MOA, that means at 100 yards, it covers 1 inch. 6 MOA at 100 yards, it's going to cover 6 inches. Most of the time, if it's on your pistol, you're not going to be shooting at 100 yards. You're going to be shooting a lot closer, especially if it's a defensive pistol. If you're into competition shooting, you might want to get a 1 MOA, 2 MOA, 3 MOA, just because you want that clarity, that field of view, so you can snap between targets. But your average Joe, your everyday guy, this is my pistol for in case of emergencies. 6 MOA will do just fine. The Holosun, the 407 and the 507 both come in either red or green. They are both shake awake, so if you're not touching your gun, it's sitting on the counter, anything like that, it will shut off. And then when you pick it up, the reticle turns back on, helps save some battery life. Both of them, I do believe, are going to be 50,000 hour battery life on them. That being said, you know, if you keep your optic off, you might get a little bit more out of it. You can manually turn these optics on and off, or you can just let it sit. I want to say after 10 minutes, they shut off, and then the second you pick up the gun, it turns on. If you've seen in my shooting videos, I tried to use the CV life just under 150 rounds. The actual front glass fell off the optic. So I wouldn't recommend a CV life for your personal carry. I do have a UTG. The UTG optic I spent about $100 on, and so far I've got 600 rounds through it. She's lasting. The first 300 rounds I didn't really have any issues with. The last 300 rounds I started to get the adjustment screws started walking. So as I'm shooting, the adjustment screws would walk and I would have to re-sight in every couple of magazines. That could just be the ammo I was using. Maybe it was a little overpowered and shook it loose. But again, you spend $100 on an optic, you get a $100 optic. The CV life, I think I spent $50, $60, and like I said, under 150 rounds, she fell out. With the 507K, they usually retail for around $370, depending on if you get red or green. The price will vary, and the 407K usually retails around $300 in store. Great optics. You get a $300 optic, $400 optic, they'll last you. I don't know if you see, I got my Trigicon hat on. Trigicons are awesome. They are a little more pricey than the 407, 507Ks or any of the other Holosuns most of the time. But yeah, let's bring you in so you can get a closer look. All right, now that you're magically here, you can see I got the 407, 507K. With these optics, when you get them, you're going to get the nice little white sleeve. Pops open. You get actually nice case on here. Pop open the top. You're going to get the insert foam. You're going to get a little glass cleaner, silicone packet. Usually get a little business card from Holosun. You will get your user manual, which I suggest reading. Your Holosun, you'll also in here, so the Optic normally sits in here like so. And you just pop the Optic out. Boop. You'll get your tool, your Holosun tool. Down here you'll have a Torx bit end. Let's see if you can see that, maybe on the red a little bit better. You'll get a Torx bit end for the screws, and then you'll get a small little flathead here. That flathead fits just perfect into your adjustment. So if you need to adjust your up and down, so your elevation side screw or your windage left or right, you can do that. One of the things I like about the Holosuns is on almost any gun I've ever put them on, they're either perfectly set for my iron sights, co-witnessed already, or they're very close. And you can look at your iron sights and go, oh, I just need to go over 3 clicks to the right, and then they'll be set perfectly fine. As you can see here, I got a 507, 407. They are almost identical between the two. I think this top plate might be a little bit bigger on the 507. Nope. This top piece is the same. They are virtually the same. On the right-hand side, it'll tell you if it's a 507 or 407. And you also have your adjustment buttons. So obviously plus does your brightness, minus goes down in brightness. If you hold them both, you can turn it off. You can hold them, then if you push one, it turns back on. Again, both of these have the shake awake. With the 507, if you hold down the minus button, you'll cycle through the different reticles. You won't get that on the 407, just on the 507. You can change your reticles. So depending on if you're competition shooting or however you're setting up, you can pick out the reticle that best fits you. That's why I really like the 507s. Not only are they durable, and I mean, you can just feel the quality, nice metal case instead of a plastic one. They're pretty decent. Again, both of these are going to be the RMSC footprint, which is very popular. If your gun is a RMR footprint, or if it's like the Dr. Noblex footprint, you can get adapter plates, so you can slap these on there. And yeah, the 507K, you're going to be getting all the same stuff. Actually, let me go ahead and put all this hoo-ha back in here so I don't get the 407 confused. The 507 here, same thing, same case. Open it up, you're gonna get all the same stuff out of it. Put this back over here. And in here you'll have the 507 sitting. Both of them you're gonna get some different screws. They will be different lengths, different thread pitch. Each firearm manufacturer will do a different thread pitch and length on their pistol. You'll get the 3 most common, but not all guns will use these. So when you buy this Optic, chances are you're going to have the correct screws. Some firearms will come with extra screws, so you'll use those screws with this Optic. The ones from Holosun do come pre-Loctited. I myself like to add just a little bit more, just to be safe. You don't want it coming off, and then you'll get your adjustment tool as well. So yeah, stay tuned for some pics and for our next video. Have a great day.